What do Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Aileen Wuornos all share? It's not just the body count, it's something deeper, something chilling. Because behind the crimes, the confessions, and the headlines, there are patterns, consistent traits, predictable behaviors, almost like a blueprint for evil. But here's the disturbing part. Some of these traits, they're not exclusive to killers. You might even recognize them in someone you know. Tonight on Hidden Triggers, we're digging into one of the most unsettling questions in criminal psychology. What do serial killers have in common? And why does the answer say more about human nature than we'd like to admit? Let's begin. One of the most consistent traits? Charm. Many serial killers wear a social mask. They blend in, smile, flirt, hold jobs. Ted Bundy volunteered at a suicide hotline. John Wayne Gacy threw parties dressed as a clown. Psychologists call it superficial charm, not true empathy, but performance. They know how to appear normal, even likable. That's why so many go undetected for years. They're predators, in plain sight. Next, emotional coldness, especially a lack of empathy. They don't feel remorse the way most people do. Pain doesn't register as a warning. It registers as power. And with that comes control. Serial killers often plan obsessively. They choreograph their crimes, stalk their victims, and create rituals. It's not just violence, it's domination. Over a person, a moment, even death itself. The signs don't usually start in adulthood. Many show disturbing patterns in youth: cruelty to animals, fire setting, compulsive lying, or manipulation. Known as the McDonald triad, these red flags appear again and again in early biographies of serial killers. But not everyone with a troubled past becomes a killer. So what pushes someone over the edge? That's where fantasy comes in. Almost all serial killers have detailed inner worlds, dark fantasies they nurture for years before acting. For some, it's sexual. For others, it's revenge, power, God complexes. But once the fantasy becomes reality, it doesn't stop. It escalates. Each murder becomes a chapter, a replay, a ritual. That's why many leave signatures or take souvenirs. Not out of carelessness, but because the crime isn't just physical, it's psychological. So, what do serial killers have in common? Manipulation, control, isolation, fantasy, a chilling lack of empathy. But the scariest truth? Many of these traits exist on a spectrum. They're not always criminal. Sometimes they just look like ambition or confidence. So the next time someone gives you the chills, don't ignore it. Because on Hidden Triggers, we don't just ask what happened, we ask why. Subscribe for more.